Hey everybody, it's Gail, and I am editing right now. I just edited the choker video, and this is now the Megarod video. And in the choker video, I said the next thing you were going to see was the top of the skirt. That didn't happen because it required 52 yellow circles to be made and then hand sewn onto the costume to show you the top of the skirt. And I got so annoyed working on it, I didn't want to talk about it right after I finished it. So we're just jumping to the weapon. We're going right to the Megarod. You will see the top and the skirt later. I'll mention it in the video. It's all fine. Talk to you soon. Hey everybody, it's Gail, and we are back with another cosplay diary. This will be going up in October. In the September video where I showed you the choker, I mentioned that the costume was really coming along so well that I thought I could finish it before Rose City Comic Con 2024, which is, as I record this, a week away. So we're doing some time traveling. Bear with me, please. It's a week away, and the original plan for this costume, I'm looking at it right now, was that I was going to have it done for Emerald City Comic Con 2025 in March, and this entire series of videos was planned out as a monthly update of each piece because I had the correct number of pieces to be able to finish in February or March depending on my timeline, and I thought that would be perfect to, display it and then go to con in it. So like show you the whole process and then maybe do a video where you see me leaving for con in it. But it got done a lot faster than I thought. So this is the last piece to be able to wear it to Rose City Comic Con, and I've decided I gotta. This is a project that is a remake of a costume, my very first cosplay 10 years ago at Rose City Comic Con, and so it all fell into place so it could happen. So I'm very excited. I will continue to be showing you once a month the rest of the costume. The top and the skirt both look amazing. I'm so happy with them. And then I will try to remember to get some video or some photos wearing it on the con floor. I'm really bad at that. I'm like, you would think I'd be really good at it because I'm like, I made it. I want photos of it. But I'm like, it's in my house. I can see it all the time. Anyway, that's what's going on there. So let's talk about the Megarod. So the Megarod is Big Barda's weapon. It's obviously not done. There's a reason I'm showing it to you right now, and I'll get there in a moment. The Megarod has a few different variations. Sometimes it's just like a big long gold stick with buttons on it. Sometimes it's got a tiered look. It's one of those pieces that I think artists really like playing with when they get the chance to draw Big Barda, because you can enjoy it. It's meant to be sort of science fiction-y and weird. And I love it as a tiered weapon. I love having a handle and then like a big chunky top. So that's what I'm going for. So I finished the handle, as you can see. Again, this is Nitpicks Cotton, as the whole costume is. I am working the Megarod on a 2.75 millimeter hook in order to get a nice tight stitch going so that you don't see the stuffing showing through, and it's working beautifully. I tried it on a 3 originally because this is a DK weight, and I tried it on a 3 originally and it just was a little too loose, and so I dropped down to a 2.75 and I'm really happy with it. I had to use a 2.0 to make 52 gold circles, which you will see in other videos, and I'm not doing that. I refused to work with the 2.0 again for the Megarod. I just wouldn't do it. So yeah, I've made the handle here, this detailing, that is a puff stitch. That is the puff stitch that I learned from that 1950s kitchen crochet book that I made so much stuff out of. And you do it the same as any other puff stitch. It's just that it's 2 double crochets per stitch rather than 5 or 6. And I really like it as a subtle detail. It looks great. This particular puff stitch you will see on the top and the skirt, because that's what I decided to do for the texture, for the gold on those parts of the costume. So you'll see more of it soon. So the reason that I stopped working where I was is because I wanted to show you what I wanted. I'm basically making a weirdly shaped pillow to make the Megarod. It's stuffed with polyfill, going to be very squishy, and I really like that it's going to be squishy because it's going to be lightweight to carry around, and it will also pass any sort of weapons check that they might be doing. So weapons check is something that happens when you're a cosplayer if you're carrying anything that looks like you might be able to hurt someone with it. I actually got the original Megarod that I made 10 years ago confiscated at one con because part of the build included a mason jar at the top, and they're like, we're not letting you go in with a mason jar under some yard. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. So it's going to be very squishy. But while I'm happy with it being squishy, I don't want the top tier here to get sort of pillowed out. Like, you see how this is doing it at the bottom? Like, that's fine. I don't care about that. But I don't want it to do it here because I do want it to look a little threatening. Because it should be a little threatening because it's the Megarod. So what I did was I came up here and I worked some increases so that I could start the top tier, and then I fastened off, and then I made a layer that is the same number of stitches around as this one. So this is 70 stitches around here, so is this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop those on top of each other, and then I'm going to work single crochet around on both of, like with my hook working through the two layers, and then I'm going to work up from there, and then I'm going to stuff the top separately from the bottom, so it won't be stuffed all the way through. There will be this one layer, and what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to have that flat start to the top part of the Megarod like I want. And I was really proud that I came up with this because I was like, I don't want it to be too squishy looking, but I also don't want to, I didn't want to make a bunch of separate pieces. I didn't want to have to try to like fit cardboard in here or anything like that, because I mean, this will probably end up on the couch as like another pillow, so I don't want cardboard in it. But yeah, so this is how I'm gonna deal with that, and then we're gonna just work our way up, and I'm gonna go and do that now, and I will be back when the whole thing is made. So I'll see you in a few. I'm back. It's a little wobbly. That might be okay. So here is the mostly finished Megarod. After I worked those two layers together, I just worked up and I added more of those puff stitches just sort of wherever I wanted them. And then when I was right around here, I was like, this feels like I'm getting pretty close to the end. And so I did closer together rows of the puff stitch, and then worked a couple of decreases to just change the shape at the top a little bit, just because I could. And then at the very top here, what I did, rather than decreasing, I made a little hat. So I got down to 35 stitches around, and so I made, much like I did when I made the bottom layer here, I worked out to 35 stitches around, and then worked a round of puff stitch, and then that is actually just sewn directly on top of the opening. And I stuffed a little more in there at the top just because I wanted it to be a little more full, but I did want it flat, so I'm really happy with how this part looks, and this middle part. Now, I do have a bit of an egg problem down here, which was the point of doing the extra layer, was to try to flatten it out so it looks more like that. There we go. Let's go in more for that than that. So I'm not willing to give up on it just yet. I think it might be doable. What I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to squish, and then yeah, I think if I come in and I squish and I work a round of single crochet through this stitch and this stitch, it will give me that flat look that I'm going for. It'll be more like that. And if it doesn't work, I tried. So yeah, like I said, it is a little wobbly. Oh, there we go. It is a little wobbly, but I mean, it's not for actual hitting. It's for posing. So, you know, pretty good, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go put that single crochet row on, see if that gives me that final perfect look I'm going for. Good Lord, my cowlick is out of control. And I will see you in a few. Alright, I am back, and I am actually in full costume. Because I finished the Megarod. and I want to get some photos, even though I don't have my shoes yet. I was going to do shoe covers. That was going to be the very last thing I did, and then I decided I didn't want to do that, so I ordered red Keds, because Keds were very popular in the 70s. So anyway, here's the finished Megarod. It's not exactly what I was picturing, but if I've learned one thing over many, 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 many years of stitching and cosplay and all of that, the way it looks to me right now is not actually trustworthy to how it's going to look on the con floor. So most likely what's going to happen is people will be delighted. They're going to love it. They're going to think it's funny that it's squishy. And it will make me love it more, which is good because I really don't want to make another one because it's kind of annoying. Yeah, so that is the big Barda Megarod. I have, of course, other videos will be coming so you can see the top and the skirt and all of their finery. But for now, that's the end of this particular diary entry. As always, if you enjoy what I do, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, all that fun stuff, and I will see you when I see you. 4,700 yards of yarn, 52 individual yellow circles that I sewed on by hand, and set in sleeves, a full-length skirt, a belt, a Megarod, a vest, and a helmet. And I can't wear it this weekend because it's going to be 100 degrees in Portland in September.